Today we are going to deal with the progress check of units 8 and 9. So let's start with the recycling of the vocabulary of the two units, that is human values and human rights. In this exercise, you have to fill in the chart with the right words in the list. Discrimination, solidarity, love, security, freedom, innovation, duty, hospitality, tolerance, justice, and altruism. So you take some time to do your exercise. So we check the answers. So for human values, we have solidarity, love, innovation, hospitality, tolerance, altruism. For human rights, you have discrimination, security, freedom, justice, and duty. Let's move on to reading. So this is a text about human rights. So going to school is a human right, just like the right to life, liberty, and security of person. It is perhaps the most important because it is fundamental to enjoy the other rights. It is the gate for knowledge and innovation. Without education, there will be no progress, no equal opportunities, and no sustainable development. With the right to education, people can understand the other rights they have and get profit of them. Thanks to education, women are empowered, children are safe, and disabled people are treated with respect. In a word, active citizenship becomes a moral obligation. There will be no dropping out from school, and learning allows people to ensure a decent life and dignity. Education is not just a right, but it's also a duty. The governments have to build more schools, but the parents have to send their children there and make sure they are learning something. So let's do our exercises. We start with comprehension questions. The first question, are these statements true or false? And of course, you justify your answer. So A, sustainable development is the result of education. B, thanks to education, the citizen can get a stable income. And C, only the government is responsible for the children's right to education. So take your time to do this exercise. We correct together? So here, for A, we have sustainable development is the result of education. So this is true, because if you go back to the text, what do you have? You have here, without education, there will be no progress, no equal opportunities, and no sustainable development. B, thanks to education, the citizen can get a stable income. So this is true, of course. Let's go back to the text, to justify. So we have here, thanks to education, women are empowered, children are safe, and disabled people are treated with respect. Or we have here, there will be no dropping out from school, and learning allows people to ensure a decent life and dignity. This means that we can have an income. And C, only the government is responsible for the children's right to education. This is, of course, false, because the justification is education is not just a right, but it's also a duty. The governments have to build more schools, but the parents have to send their children there and make sure they are learning something. I hope that your answers are correct. So let's move to the second exercise. What do the words underlined in the text refer to? So it's in paragraph 1. Here, paragraph 1. Them in paragraph 2. And there in paragraph 3. So take some time to do your exercise. you of course go back to the text to check your answers. So let's correct together. So for it refers to education, of course. Them refers to the other rights. And the last one, there, refers to schools. Exercise 3. Find in the text words which mean the same as A. Essential, B. Handicapped, and C. Responsibility. You take some time to do the exercise. You can go back, of course, to the text to check your answers. We correct together? So, for essential, we have it in paragraph 1. It is fundamental. For B, handicapped, in paragraph 2, it is disabled, disabled people. And then the last one, which is responsibility, we have it in paragraph 3, it is a duty. We say responsibility or a duty. They are equivalents, of course. Now let's move on to grammar. We will have a review on the conditionals. As we have studied, we have seen conditional type 0, type 1, and type 2. So let's refresh our memories. So for conditional type 0, we say that we use it to express a general fact or a scientific truth. This is an example. If you heat ice, it melts. So this is scientific truth. We all agree about, of course. Conditional type 1. We use it for real and likely situation in the future. For example, if the weather is nice, we will go for a picnic. This is a possible situation in the future. And for conditional type 2, it is unreal and unlikely, but there is a very little possibility. For example, if I was or I were rich, it is possible that I say if I were. I would buy a luxurious car. So let's move now to the practice. Put the verbs in brackets in the correct form. So you take some time to do your exercise. Try to concentrate on the context, on the meaning of the sentence to give a correct answer. We correct together? Number 1. If I wake up late, I will miss the bus. This is conditional type 1. Because it is a possible situation in the future. Number 2, when my husband cooks, he burns the food. So this is something I'm sure of. This is I can say it is a general fact. That's why I have used conditional type 0. You can remark here you have the verb in the present simple in the if clause, and in the main clause we have again the verb in the present simple. So this is conditional type 0. 3. Your children won't be healthy if they eat junk food. Again, this is conditional type 1, because it is a possible situation in the future. Number 4, if you heat ice, it melts. Number 5, water freezes if the temperature is under 0 degrees Celsius. So this is a conditional type 0, of course, because it is a scientific truth. And 6, If it is sunny tomorrow, we'll go to the forest. So here it is the contracted form of we will, the short form. Let's move to the second part of the exercise. You take again some time to finish your exercise.